and welcome to Today in History for February 5th. I'm Michael Powell. Today, on February 5th of 1994, a white supremacist was finally convicted of killing Medgar Evers after 3 different trials. On February 5th of 1994, a white supremacist, Byron Beckwith, was finally convicted in the murder of African-American civil rights leader Medgar Evers over 30 years after the crime occurred. Evers was gunned down in the driveway of his Jackson, Mississippi home on June 12th of 1963, while his wife Merle and the couple's 3 small children were inside. Medgar Evers was born on July 2nd of 1925 near Decatur, Mississippi, and served in the U.S. Army during World War II. After fighting for his country, he returned home to experience discrimination in the racially divided South, with its separate public facilities and services for black and white people. Evers graduated from Alcorn College in 1952 and began organizing local chapters of the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. In 1954, after being rejected for admission to then segregated University of Mississippi Law School, he became part of an NAACP campaign to desegregate the schools. Later that year, Evers was named the NAACP's first field secretary in Mississippi. He moved with his family to Jackson and worked to dismantle segregation, leading peaceful rallies, economic boycotts, and voter registration drives around the state. In 1962, he helped James Meredith become the first African American to attend the University of Mississippi, a watershed event in civil rights movement. As a result of his work, Evers received numerous threats and several attempts were made on his life before he was murdered in 1963 at the age of 37. Beckwith, a fertilizer salesman and Ku Klux Klan member, widely believed to be the killer, was prosecuted for murder in 1964. However, 2 all-white and all-male juries deadlocked and refused to convict him. A second trial held the same year resulted in a hung jury. The matter was dropped when it appeared that a conviction would be impossible. Merle Evers, who later became the first woman chair of the NAACP, refused to give up, pressing authorities to reopen the case. In 1989, documents came to light showing that the jurors in the case were illegally screened. Prosecutor Bobby DeLauder worked with Merle Evers to force another prosecution of Beckwith. After 4 years of legal maneuvering, they were finally successful. In the third trial, they produced a rifle scope from the murder weapon with Beckwith's fingerprints, as well as new witnesses who testified that Beckwith had bragged about committing the crime. Justice was finally achieved when Beckwith was convicted and given a life sentence by a racially diverse jury in 1994. He died in prison in 2001 at the age of 80. Finally, justice was found for Medgar Evers. For Today in History, I'm Michael Powell. Join me again tomorrow and see what that day brings to light. Till then, let's see what YouTube has for you.